Sorry, I'm running late. The medical podcast from Kenya. You should hear this guy. He runs the organizational outpost where my brother's post is. It's amazing.
Who?
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
Never mind, he was on first, so he's done. It's amazing.
Who was on first?
Yeah.
The World Health Organization. I'm too old for older jokes.
You're never too old for Abbott and Costello.
Perhaps because you were born during the Lincoln administration?
It was his second term.
Your brother works for the CDC, not the WHO.
Yeah, but World Health was on first. The CDC is just coming on second. It's not as funny.
Let me guess who's on third.
I couldn't say.
So is this podcast real or are you here?
Oh, right. My brother's colleague is almost on. I'll be back in a few.
Oh, hi, Mr. Wallace. How's it going?
Dan, what will it take to call you, to not call me by my surname?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Wallace. I didn't mean to use a...
Surname?
Yeah, I was just trying to say what's up. And,
Dan.
yeah, Mr. Wallace?
A surname is a person's last name. It's okay to call me Ben.
But you're older than my grandpa. It would feel, like, weird.
Well, I don't want you to feel weird or anything. Then just know that Ben is okay.
How about Mr. B?
It's better than Mr. Wallace.
Awesome. Thanks, Mr. B.
Okay.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. Ciao.
Is that Danny's voice I heard?
He's emptying the trash from the restaurant.
Oh. So, it's really nice to be able to sit inside again.
Yeah, but now that things have loosened up, his father's getting pressure about the restaurant.
From the owner? The guy who owns the building? Why? He eats here all the time.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Why would you want to make a small fortune selling the building to a guy who wants to do condos when you get decent tzatziki twice a week?
You think it's imminent?
Like tomorrow, again? I don't know. No, maybe next year. You seen that thing on Broome and Bowery? You remember that place on Rivington we used to go to? Ah, fuck.
Back when flipping made me think of pancakes. A lighter note, how's Danny doing?
Oh, he's totally awesome.
The language morphs up from the street, for better or worse.
Intellectually, I understand that, but...
You must come to terms with the big five.
The big five?
Like, totally, and whatever are the core three. Excellent, vying with awesome for fourth, and dude rounding it out. And, oh my God, as a variant primarily used by females of the species.
And it's not just the kids. Yesterday on CNN, it's an existential threat to our existence.
You kick against a prick's younger friend. You remember the scene in 1984 when they talked about taking words out of the dictionary every year until the populace is finally unaware of philosophy, critical thinking, creative expression, eloquent language of any kind. Eventually, the common people wouldn't even have the will to imagine.
Including the words to complain about their life.
When was the last time your educated elites were charmed by a runic rhyme?
It's time to change the subject.
At one of the annual meetings, I suggested a sign for the faculty lounge that read, "Abandon hope, all ye who enter here."
I don't live on a high enough floor for the junk to kill me. Change the subject.
Okay. Let's go for a relevant digression. My latest cause and rant.
you want my opinion about the mask, or is it Halloween?
It's not a mask. It's a balaclava. Skiers wear them.
And bank robbers. I've assumed up until this point you weren't either.
Hi there, Mr. Reed. And, Mr. Miller?
He's looking for opinions on his balaclava.
Oh, since we're Greek, a guy asked last week to put that on our menu.
Your father... Oh, no, that's baklava, Dan. Mr. Miller wants to know what you think of his mask.
It's not a mask.
Also known as a balaclava.
Is there something wrong with his face?
Of course there's something wrong with it. Why else would I wear it?
I mean, I had totally bad acne once, but I just put some stuff on it that looked like honey.
David.
Danny, if you didn't know me and saw my face like this, how old would you think I am?
Well, still pretty old.
Why would you say that?
Because
With this covering almost everything.
Because of the teeth and the wrinkles and your hair is gray.
And what if I covered those too?
Thanks, Danny. I'll take it from here.
You sure, Mr. B? Because,
Yes. David, what the hell is this about? Shit. David?
I'm dying.
Dying? What do you mean? And from what? When?
From old age.
From what?
I'm old and I'm going to die.
When?
Who knows? Someday. Sooner rather than later.
Jesus, David. So am I, for that matter. So is everyone. So what?
Oh, by the time you're my age, they'll probably be able to replace all this ugly shit.
So let me get this straight. This mask is supposed to hide your age?
Exactly. People don't know how old I am on the phone. It's only when they see all of this dilapidation. Perhaps if I had the mouth hole closed.
Well, what difference does it make if people know how old you are?
Stereotype.
What is that?
Look at that face. He must be a doddering, too talkative, forgetful old fool.
David.
You know the Rubens exhibit?
At the Met.
Yeah. I'm going to take the grandkids. So I went myself first, get familiar with the stuff they might like. Anyway, when I walked away from the ticket window, I see that the girls automatically given me the senior discount.
You are a senior citizen!
Technically, but that isn't the point.
Then what is?
I'm being profiled, generationally profiled, because of how I look. It's elderism.
You're getting a discount because most seniors, unlike you, don't have as much money to spend on things like museum admission.
See there? This young woman is assuming that I didn't make very much money in my lifetime, and consequently didn't save enough of my meager earnings to see me through, and am thus scraping by, barely able to pay for the cans of dog food I must be eating. But somehow I managed to shuffle into the museum for a last look at the world's treasures before I would go back to my hovel and die with lots of hacking noises while my ne'er-do-well relatives gathered around my bed to divide up the few worthless knickknacks I had accumulated, hoping to stave off my creditors. So, she had to give me a pitiful handout. And all because of this!
I'm guessing she gave you a discount because you gave her one of those weird smiles of yours.
Weird.
Not weird. Weird, but different. Almost like a wince, but somehow charming.
She's still assuming that I was a senior without asking.
Probably because she was sighted.
Ergo balaclava. Because it's only gonna get worse as I continue to droop and discolor and progressively turn to dust. No one will take me seriously. I just need to figure out mouth hold and my hands when it gets warmer.
Wait. Taken seriously by whom?
By the world at large.
Forgive me, I must have missed something. Over the past 20 years, but since when do you give a shit about what the world thinks about you at large?
Don't change the subject.
Yes!
So you acknowledge that the signs of decay are apparent.
Yes, blatantly so. When they learned of our friendship, I was approached by the Purina Dog Chow Company asking if I could talk to you into donating your shriveled old body up for Q toy research.
There's no need for cruelty.
Either that or the body. Do your colleagues take you seriously over the university?
They gave me a sinecure because I outlived everyone else who was teaching the classes.
And your students.
Taking an irrelevant class for credit. They have to love me.
Your publisher.
When was the last time I had anything published?
Last year.
Oh, I'm sure it's remaindered already.
It was featured on a table at the Columbia bookstore.
Out of a misplaced alliance.
Alliance my ass. They know you're going to make the money because a small and influential audience of yours take you seriously.
And small is right. And they're still using a book biopic from 20 years ago.
Maybe 5. I've seen it.
Look, your role in this is as commiserator, not as pre-game pep talk. The game is over. I'm heading for the beach, bordering the river Styx.
I'm beginning to question my own judgment. Because I've always sought out your advice, but now you're going to be dressing like Clyde.
Clyde?
Of Bonnie and Clyde?
I'll wear this to social events, where I will be expected to make small talk with strangers.
As long as I control any revenues that come from the inevitable YouTube video, I'm fine with that. What do you think? Now that your respiratory droplets, unlike your abject self-pity, are not harmful to me now, what do you say we have a drink? Whiskey, gin, scotch, rye? What's your poison?
An old peaty single malt, neat, but quickly. I may pass before you make it back.
That sounds good. Not the passing. Although, anyway, be back in a minute or two.
I'm sorry to keep bothering you, Mr. B. We're just so busy tonight. I just know.
Shit! We finished it last time.
Gin is fine.
No, it isn't. Now that I've tasted the peat in my head, I want it in my mouth. Fuck it. I'm going over to High Times.
But it'll take you 20 minutes. Come on, gin is
10. Hi, Danny. Bye, Danny.
Oh, okay, Mr. B. Cool.
Ben's got his own nickname.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Is Mr. B really going to be gone for 20 minutes this morning?
Why?
Something I want to talk to you about.
Oh, you got at least a solid 10. So what's up?
Can I talk to you about books?
What about books?
I don't know which ones I should read.
I don't understand. Read for what?
When I'm on break sometimes, I eat my lunch, if it's in there. And the window's open, it's open a lot, and you guys are sitting out here, I kind of listen in.
Okay, and?
You make it sound so, I don't know, good.
Make what sound good?
The stuff in the books, like the way you talk about them, like it's real and beautiful and amazing, but not the what the fuck are they talking about thing like PBS and shit. But like it's stuff that really happens to real people, and that real people, even people like me, think about. But I've never heard anything like that. It makes me feel about the words in the books that you guys seem to feel. So, I don't know, you know what I mean?
I think so. But you know that Ben is younger and he's still teaching full time, so, and
Well, it's sort of about the books and sort of about you.
explain.
Well, you came to dinner at our place about a year or so ago, and I felt like you were really listening to what I had to say, and you asked me a lot of questions. It's like you totally wanted to know what I thought about shit. And you've got this vibe. Like this fuck you vibe going, that's kind of part of it.
Vibe?
The motorcycle and tattoos.
How do you know about those?
Well, my dad told me about you parking out here when you forgot, and you were parking in the garage nearby. And that's where you said you kept it and you worked on it.
Oh, and the tattoos?
At the dinner, I saw part of it on your wrist kind of poking out. What's it like, a badass jellyfish or...
You know how cool Leonardo da Vinci is?
He's the dude from like way back when he made all those paintings.
Yeah. And he made drawings of things that wouldn't be invented until long after he died. My tattoo is Da Vinci's drawing of a parachute.
Oh, what?
Ah. I like that you could put Lenny in a box. Sculptor, painter, inventor, architect, scientist, whatever seemed interesting to him.
But why,
Parachute? One of them saved my ass in Vietnam. But I like the fact that Lenny came up with it.
fuck, like, no shit. You know what's like so great about all that shit? Like riding the old Triumph and the TAF and the war and then being about all the books. Like, you don't even know fucking nickname or hat or...
Hat?
Mr. B's got this round hat you wear sometimes now, like some old rock guys. Whatever. You don't need a hat or a mask, whatever, to be somebody. Because where we go.
Okay. Thanks, but what does it make you think the books are for you?
I mean, you mean because, like, I'm already not really a kid and still dumb?
No, Sam, not at all. Just because it's like anything rewarding, to get the most out of it, you have to put in time and effort. Are you up for that?
I, like, totally don't know. But when I can listen to you for, like, half an hour, like, I'm always wanting to read something that makes me think about as much shit as you guys do when you talk about books. I mean, I don't know the words, but I want...
Is it about?
No, wait, that's it. It's about the words. It's all the words.
What about the words?
Maybe I want to know more words. I never thought about the words in a book being able to make people feel like you guys do when you talk about them. And that reminds me of something. How I feel after having a really great hammer. You know what I'm saying? It tastes awesome every time you take a bite into it, then you're full, so you stop. But you remember how good it tastes all night, and then, you know, you can always have another one tomorrow, if you want.
And?
Well, there's only so many places you get that are really great hammer. You know what I mean? But you guys seem to have them all the time. When I think later about listening to you, I think you keep thinking about all the stuff in the books. Maybe they can talk about this. Maybe you talk about it with people who read other books and have amazing things to say about that. Which could be like having another great burger, but you never get full.
Yes. I suppose that's an habit.
There are days when I think about what you guys say for like hours, and it drives me crazy. Then I have to look up a lot of words, but it feels too good too. It's like a tough workout. Like, it's tough, but you feel good at it.
So you look up the words?
Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't know a lot of the things you guys say. But I got a dictionary on my phone, so it's easy. And this other thing too, some of the words are things I knew were like, nope, I didn't know what to call it. It's like, if you have more words, you can think about all kinds of different and new stuff, or old stuff that didn't really make sense. And there's this too, you guys talk about a lot of deep shit that sometimes I don't know anything about it, but then you say things that bounce off of something else that I thought, or I was worried about, or was afraid of, or even was glad about, And then I didn't know how to think about it, and now maybe I can tell myself what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's funny that the stupid kids asking me all these questions, isn't it? It's okay, you can tell them.
You're ignorant, not stupid.
Okay, you did a good kid.
Ignorant just means you don't know. Everything I know now, I was ignorant about at some point. Stupid to me is not wanting to know. Does it bother you that I'm older than some planets?
Start wearing that fucking mask, we keep up with this old guy pity party shit, might change my mind. Because to me, you're not going to be that old yet.
What do you mean yet?
Well, Mr. B is old because he's worried about it and about not being cool. So we need to give him a nickname and he needs to wear that hat and all those other things. He's like trying too hard to not be old, so it makes him look even old. But you got this kind of beat up face that's like maybe old, maybe not that old, but that's not really what people remember. It's like this box that says, there ain't no box for us, so deal with it, motherfucker.
I think that may be my next tattoo.
And there's no way I'm going to call you David. I thought of a name just now that I want to call you because it's cool.
Why not David?
Well, it's not because you're old exactly. It's like we call him LeBron. Like, it's weird.
Okay, what then?
So my senior in high school, the smart kid that's seen from like Hamlet, one where he talks about killing himself, you know.
Yeah, the to be or not to be soliloquy.
I don't know what it's called. But when he like gives all the reasons to do it.
Yeah, well, what about it?
Well, it seems to me, anybody who calls bullshit on like, oh, has got it thought about it a lot. Especially somebody been around as long as you. Life sucks a lot of the time.
What's that got to do with a name?
This thing about words that you put in my head.
What about it?
Well, while I'm looking up words after or think about all the shit you guys talk about, I can't wait for the next time. I'm kind of glad I'm young, so I'll have a lot more time with words. That's new, and it's good, I think.
And it started just by listening to us on the steps?
Well, not only, but you guys sort of totally sealed the deal. Like, there's this other time that's kind of embarrassing to me.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, 'cause I didn't tell anybody ever, like, even my date. So just for like the COVID stuff, where I went, well, before the COVID stuff went like lockdown city, I went to this poetry reading on the Lower East Side because my date was fucking gorgeous and smart. Wanted to go, and there was some crappy rap grime stuff and some crappy, and I got to talk, but you can see the adult stuff. And this guy said his grandfather died, her grandmother died, and he wrote a short poem for her. It starts out, she's got eggshell frail, she weighs no more than down at autumn leaves. Then there's some more line, I don't really remember. And I started crying, and I even really cried.
Do you know why?
Well, my mother died a few months before from cancer near the end. She lost all this weight, and one night she fell in the kitchen and couldn't get up. So I put my arms under her quick and picked her up and put her on the couch, but she just weighed nothing. And I was surprised and scared, and sort of realized then how soon she was going to die. But later at the funeral, I didn't cry because my dad didn't, and because I thought that's what guys are supposed to do, not cry. But the picture in my head from those words, that shit tore me up.
The poem changed your mind about words?
No, I mean, well, maybe, sort of. Fuck, I don't know. The picture just kept fucking with my head.
Why does that bother you?
Because my dad told me that men poets are gay or rich and don't know shit, and guys who only cry like that because they're gay too or too busy to deal with it in real life.
Danny, I could introduce you to some straight poets and gay poets and poor poets, because that's most of them, who could kick your father's ass and ours all the way to harm, but probably wouldn't, because they express their insecurities more subtly, with words. And they deal with real life as well as any thoughtful person can be expected to.
I get that when I think about it, but after I listen to you guys. My dad's full of a lot of shit a lot of the time, but when you hear it so many times, it's hard shit.
Seems to be the golden rule of politics these days. So tell me, what I can do.
Well, one more thing. The last virtual semester in high school, before we graduated just a few weeks ago, I was just bullshitting stuff because everybody knows who's going to get out and who's staying in. The English teacher had people read their like favorite poem and shit.
What did you read?
Oh, like a jerk, I just did something on it's called a line.
Limerick?
Yeah, one of my father gave me. It's supposed to be funny, but just kind of gross.
And?
A girl wrote a poem from a guy named Garrett. He's famous, you know him, right?
Sure. What poem?
The short thing about a farmer or something, going out and get stuff done, but like totally wants this person who's talking to come with him. He really cares if he does.
I'm going out to clean the pasture spring. I'll only stop to rake the leaves away and wait to watch the water clear, I may. I shan't be gone long. You come too.
Sure. This is the whole thing about my dad and the restaurant. Should.
Why should?
Because now I know what words can do. Like, you gotta be careful. Like somebody's in my head trying to make me look bad.
Or maybe open some doors to a wider view of the world.
Easy for you to say because you're so fucking smart. Everybody gives you a pass.
No, that's not why.
What do you mean, no?
To quote a new student of mine, so deal with it, motherfucker.
Well, wait, what do you mean, new student? You mean like classes and tests and...
No, in this case, it means one who studies with me.
But why? All the stuff I just laid out? You know, I mean, you don't need to do it with me.
Danny, I was too smart for my own good when I was young, so I fast-tracked through Oxford and climbed the Ivy ladder, published some shit for a small few, and when tenure was a layup, I sat back and took it easy, teaching kids who just needed credit or wanted to stay in the same arcane world.
See, I don't know what any of that means.
Stop. Wait. You're right, that's more bullshit. Look at me. In the beginning, I wanted to teach because I love books. And I wanted to show other people why they should love them too. Somewhere along the way, I got lost in something bigger and less important. The God of coincidence is my favorite God and only God. You're a person who has stumbled upon the power of words, but with no alternate motive, and thinks it may lead to something good, but has no way of knowing how to get there. And I'm an experienced guide to the power of words, who needs desperately to shed alternative motives. Please let me be your teacher.
And you'll drop this fucking pity party shit?
Add it to your nightly din ron. You said you've got an idea for a name?
Oh, yeah, the Hamlet speech where to be eating sitting around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. I thought you forgot your parking number.
To be.
Because everybody think I call you that because of where you live.
But
But because you stuck around and beat the hell out of life. And I know.
okay, now you're using words to mess with the teacher's head. I'm not sure that's allowed.
My dad feeds you, so I call special privileges.
In that case, you win. I already have a reservation for dinner Thursday night downstairs. I'll bring some ideas for next steps that I'll leave with you. If you have any, do the same.
Shout out to me.
I'm back. Be there in a sec. During the round trip, I had the occasion to wonder why the hell, post-pandemic, we're still meeting out on the fucking fire escape rather than one of our big, larger, more comfortable apartments. Lavagun 16.
There's a ritual aspect that's comforting. As if we're improving the local zeitgeist.
The local zeitgeist is probably watching TikTok. Where's your balaclava?
Part of a short-lived phase. I tossed it to Danny for one of his bin runs.
Excellent, dude. Like, totally.
Toast.
To what?
To being the hell out of life.